Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, over the weekend we had 2 GCW shows. We had GCW Role Model from Harpo's Theater there in Detroit, Michigan. And then we had GCW The Block is Hot, first ever show in Rochester, New York at the Water Street Music Hall. We're going to go ahead and run down both shows. We're going to do them 2 separate videos here. So the first one's going to be GCW Role Model. So the first match we had was the Gahbage Daddies, Alec, Cole Radrick, taking on the Michigan Pillars, Malcolm Monroe III and Tommy Vendetta, along with their manager Darren McCarty. Kind of one of those, both of these shows to me were kind of like, they were just there. We had some decent matches. This was one of those kind of starter matches where it's like, you kind of get hyped for it and you're like, huh. It was just kind of there. The Michigan Pillars losing to the Gahbage Daddies. 7 minutes, 57-second match. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had a 6-way scramble match with Gringo, Loco, Isaiah Broner, Joseph Bishop, Karam, Marcus Matthews, and Oni El Bendito. Most of the time when we had scrambles, we have a lot of the lucha libre style, the high flyers. This is more about big, powerful muscle guys. Isaiah Broner, Joseph Bishop, Karma. Obviously, Gringo Loco is kind of that mixture. He's got the power, but he's also the lucha libre guy. Marcus Mathers is the high flying guy, and then Oni El Bendito. He's huge for a luchador, but yet he moves he's got the power, but he also moves. So he's kind of that hybrid guy. This match, again, it was just kind of one of those, you had Bishop and Broner just kind of, big guy brawling for a little bit. And Gringo ended up doing some dives on the outside. He ended up pinning Marcus Mathers. I ended up giving it 3 star. Next up, in a non-title match, we had GCW champion Blake Christian taking on Sawyer Wreck. Sawyer Wreck was supposed to get a title shot a few shows ago. Wasn't able to because she wasn't able to get there because of weather. And so they went to reschedule it. Blake Christian decided he's not putting his title on the line. He defends the title at Joey Janela Spring Break versus the one and only Joey Janela. But here he had a nice little match with Sawyer Wreck. Again, one of those matches that was okay. Nothing spectacular. Blake Christian kind of did Blake Christian stuff. He ended up getting the victory and they gave it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had Microman and Dan the Dad. Of course, Dan the Dad did not want to give Microman too much coffee. He didn't want to keep him up. So he got a little coffee cup for him, poured his little coffee in it for him. Microman didn't like it. It's just, Microman, I understand, in the lucha libre style, the wrestling like that, but when he's wrestling guys like Dana Dad and he's wrestled Joey Janela, it's like he's wrestled Mance Warner, so I'm like, ugh. Literally, that's what it was for me. Microman getting the victory, and they gave it 2 1/4 star. Next up, we had one of the long-term storylines here in GCW. We had the Mothership. Alec, Katch, and Dark Sheik taking on rich and powerful Parrow and Richard Holliday, who work for Charles Mason, who's been attacking different people around Effie the same way as Mance Warner has been. So you kind of got these 2 assassins in the night almost, with Charles Mason and his Parrow and Richard Holliday, and then Mance Warner, and they all kind of end up going after Alec, Katch, and Effie. Obviously that continued here during the match. You had Mance come out with a screwdriver and attack Alec, Katch. This match didn't get thrown out, but you had Richard Holliday and Charles Mason and Parrow 3-on-2 against Alec, Katch after Mance's beat down. Then you had the Rich and Powerful actually get the victory. I ended up giving it 2.5. Just a lot going on there. Eventually we're going to get Effie and Mance Warner, and I don't know what kind of match it's going to be, but it's going to be deadly. So I give it a 2.5. Next up, we had Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu taking on Bang and Matthews, Austin Matthews and Davey Bang. at Joey Janela's clusterfuck on Saturday night of WrestleMania. We're going to have a Punjabi prison match with Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu teaming up and going against Violence is Forever. I don't remember the other two teams in there right now. It's got I think it's 4-way if I remember correctly. Now, I have a feeling that's going to be Zilla and Jacob's last independent booking. I think they're going to lose that match, obviously. They go on to night 2 of WrestleMania. Assuming that you're going to have Cody win night 1, Cody and Seth. So the bloodline is barred from ringside. You're going to have Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu come out, and they're going to attack Cody Rhodes to help Roman Reigns win. Since they're not official members of the Bull Club, when they come out, people are going, oh my God, who's this? And it's going to be Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu, and they will join the Roman Reigns and The Rock and Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa as part of the bloodline, which I think eventually will split off with The Rock, Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu taking on Roman, Jimmy, and Solo, which will lead to The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 41 next year. But we'll get into more of that when we get to the WrestleMania shows. But I think Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu, their days on the independent circuit are numbered. They did get the victory here over Bangin' Matthews. They did use a lot of doors. And you had Jacob Fatu doing his springboard dive to the outside. At one point, he landed on the railing. It's like, ow, that looked like it hurt. Zilla Fatu, kind of, as he's kind of grown up in the business, you see him kind of filling in kind of that Umaga kind of, power that these Fatu boys have. They got the victory, 9.5 minutes. Ended up giving the match 2 3/4. Next up, we had Joey Janela with Missy Hyatt going against Shane Mercer with Blake Christian. Shane Mercer is the muscle behind Blake Christian. Missy Hyatt came out at the last show, and Blake Christian was just dogging her, giving her crap. And she ended up taking out Blake Christian, and Joey Janela came out and helped her. And she has a Coach purse that is loaded, and obviously she uses that to help Joey Janela win. She did that here against Shane Mercer. I ended up giving this match 3 1/4 because you had the power of Shane Mercer going on against the kind of hardcore style of Joey Janela. So we had doors, we had chairs all get involved. So again, 3 1/4 star. Next up for the GCW tag team titles, we had a death match. We had Violence is Forever, Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo taking on the Rejects, John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley. Talk about 2 deathmatch tag teams. Whew, right here you go. And they did not disappoint. When we start getting, obviously doors and chairs are a big thing in GCW, but when we're in venues like this, we can get glass out there and get the gusset plates and all that, really good stuff. It takes it to the next level, and that's what these 4 guys did. John Wayne Murdoch, one of the best deathmatch wrestlers in America. Yeah, Violence is Forever. It's in their name, Violence. This match was bloody. This match was there was no 2 panes of glass and chairs and doors and people going through them, and just did not like one another. Almost 11 minutes of just violence, and Violence is Forever retaining their tag titles. I ended up giving this 3.5 star. This was match of the night for me. And then our main event on TV, at least on Thriller Plus, was Danhausen taking on Matt Cardona. And this was kind of one of those matches. It's like, this has got to get over soon, right? Matt Cardona and Danhausen just didn't mesh for me. Danhausen ended up getting the victory, but Matt Cardona called him out for spring break. He said, won't you put a curse on me then, because you can, blah, blah, and all this. I'm like, really? This is just not. It was like, okay, it's like 10 minutes long. It's like, 9 minutes and 18 seconds to be exact. And giving it 2 3/4 with Danhausen getting the win. Now, the dark match was a dark glass ceiling match. Jimmy Lloyd Rocca. I wish I had saw that. That sounded like it was a pretty cool match. But I'll leave it to the folks that were in attendance to be able to speak on that one. But that is GCW Role Model Review. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. I have reviewed every single GCW show, 2023 and 2024. So we're going to keep that going. We're going to finish up the weekend, and we'll get ready for the collective. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.